Hey, everybody, welcome. Welcome to Guess Who's On With Me. Woo. It is December 31, 2021. It is New Year's Eve. We are getting ready to go into 2022. James, we have a very, very, very exciting year. Both of us have a prophecy update tonight, by the way.
Bro, 2022 is going to be off the chain.
It is going to be
in a biblical prophecy way.
This is going to be something else tonight. The things we talk about, so we're just going to give a warm up right now. That's all I want to do, because so many things to talk about. You have your prophecy update set. I have mine set. I found some others online that I found interesting, and I think there's going to be some overlap. So, you ready,
bro? Let's go.
Okay, let's roll. Number one, domestic economy worsens intentionally. This is a great article, so I don't want to go into everything here. I want you to just chime in wherever you want to. Number two.
Okay, let me chime in.
Thank you. I knew you would.
Okay, let me just say that every GDP in the universe right now. Okay, well, all right, this is me being, okay, every GDP in the world, every last bit of the GDP represented in every single country right now is under very calculated attack. There is a calculated effort by all the globalists who want to usher in Revelation chapter 13 and don't even know it. There is a very calculated effort to destroy the capability of the GDP, the amount of money that we are producing, so that we can go to a cashless society. That's why that first topic you brought up is huge.
Yes, it is. And it is going, and we get to talk about these things in a lot more detail. You ready for another one? The escalation of the cold Civil War. Talking about America. A cold civil war is better than a hot civil war, but it's not a good situation for a country to be in. Underlying our cold civil war is the fact that America is torn increasingly between two rival constitutions, two cultures, two ways of life. This is from Hillsdale. So a cold civil war, I would say that is a great description of the direction we're heading. We can already experience it right now, aren't we? This is only going to increase as we watch California and New York, people fleeing from there. We watch the setup of, states are taking their own positions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Very fascinating.
There's a very distinct separation between that which is federal and that which is the state. It is a predecessor to what I would call, I think it would be a great term here, a cold civil war. Problem is cold wars are oftentimes worse than actual wars because they're drawn out. It's a different type of war, actually. They're drawn out much longer. They involve catastrophic failure from within as the mechanisms that are deployed in order to win such a cold war continues to collapse and tank the existing economies, freedoms, and everything else of every single player involved. And to make things even worse, I believe that this is being very calculatedly and carefully orchestrated by some of the rainmakers.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, it was Pete Garcia who came up with these, and he was writing this all orchestrated. Then he says this is number three. The impending economic collapse of China. This totally agrees with things you and I have been saying. Now globalists don't even have to directly trash the U.S. dollar to directly tank the U.S. economy. They might go with option B and kill two birds with one stone. Forget the fact that Evergrande has collapsed 28% of the GDP of China. Forget the fact that the rest of China's economy is as stable as a house of cards on a windy day. Forget the fact that China is a paper tiger financially financially speaking, because of its financial strength, is reliant to a large degree on its over-leveraged U.S. markets. Then he goes on and he says they also have a one-child policy that has created one of the worst cases of female gendercide in human history and has skewed the current generation's gender imbalance by some 34 million more men than women in China. No, the real issue is that the New World Order globalists have turned against China and will seek to do them in 2022, which is what you and I have been saying for how long?
Years.
And prophecy speakers said, no, James and Tom, you guys are wrong.
You're all wrong.
But I look at that and think, yeah. Number 4.
You don't even know the name of Yeshua.
I know who you're referring to. Number 4, the rise of military conflicts around the world. I have no doubt, baby. We have Russia, China. We have Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, China, Taiwan, and Kashmir, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Israel, North Korea, South Korea, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Ethiopia, Sudan, so forth. Okay,
don't forget the civil war in Libya. Let's also not forget the fact that Gaddafi's son, North, East, and West Africa is about to blow up.
So how soon do you see that 2022?
Oh, come on, bro. Yeah. Some of it might happen before.
I need to stop laughing. Because really terrible stuff's coming.
Yeah, but we're laughing because we know we know what it means.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for straightening me out. You're correct. We do know. Listen, all these things point to Jesus coming again. Here's number 5, the solidification of an EU army. We keep hearing about that. They keep wanting to do it. All of these wars and rumors of wars, and obviously what's happening to America and the Biden regime and the Cold Civil War and so forth, it just gives the EU more of, number one, an excuse, but also as they watch what's happening to the world, gives them the motivation to say, hey, we've got to do something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the United States of Europe, right? And what Germany's wanting to do and all that, it all fits in line with that nonsense.
So here's one for you. Pete Garcia writes, Congress seeks to remove Biden and or Harris, citing health and or competency issues. Do you think they'll do it?
Yes. I'm not sure they do it in 2022. It'll probably be 2023, so that the removal does not, because the removal happens, then whoever you put in office, it will be considered a term of office, and they're limited out if they're not replaced until 2 years of him being in office.
Sure is interesting. Here's number 9. I didn't say all of them. People are counting. I skipped some. The demand for a central bank digital currency. We've been talking about that. I believe 2022 is going to make exceptional progress towards digital currency.
I agree.
Exceptional.
2021 has made exceptional progress. As a matter of fact, I would say the initial foundation of progress necessary to do a mass deployment of cryptocurrency from within central banks, the kind of currency that can be monitored by governments and so on and so forth, has already been done probably in 2020, not even 2021.
Yeah.
So we're there.
Yeah, things are changing. Things are rapidly changing. Here's another one. Israel strikes Iran. He predicts this in 2022.
Wait, say that again?
Israel strikes Iran. Their nuclear,
I wouldn't
the
be
nuclear facilities.
I wouldn't be surprised if it happens just before we get to the turn of the new year.
So
probably happened at one level or another.
The turn of the new year. So that gives us just a few hours, because this is December 31.
Well, maybe I'm being a little extreme.
Hey, so he also has on here the rapture of the church 2022. Now, he does say, I'm not date setting, but he's basically saying with everything taking place, he says, we better be ready for that to happen, because it very well could.
Yeah, look, I would never say, I'm never going to say that we are in a situation right now where we're going to see the coming of the Lord for his church in 2022.
He doesn't say, what he says is, you better be ready, basically is what he says. Because it could happen.
So, it could easily happen. I mean, it could happen within the next few hours.
It could happen before our prophecy update tonight.
100%. And I would kind of love that. I would love it if it happened during the prophecy update.
I hope it happens during mine because mine's before yours.
No, it would have to happen during mine. It'll be after yours, bro. During mine. Hopefully while we're eating tacos.
So you'll be. I'm having Italian food that night.
I don't know, bro. I think it's going to be awesome.
Okay, I'm going to throw something else out there because I want to cut this short because we have our updates. So, the Department of Homeland Security, the document. What do you think?
Bro,
I mean, we talked about it on your Tuesday program.
Bro, right? There are certain things in this document, and this is just my opinion, that any one of them a few years ago would have lit the world on fire. Bro, some of the things that are in this, to me, are unbelievable. Perhaps one of the most significant things. For those of you that don't know, this is a S&T Public Affairs document. The number listed to this is 202-254-2385. This is the SBIR, so that's a Small Business Innovation Research for the Department of Homeland Security. I am reading it right out of their documentation, 22.1, their pre-solicitation, which basically means they're calling out for companies to basically come through with this. Right now, that has come and gone. They put out this call on the 22nd. They closed it on the 14th of December. Actually, I think they may have expanded it because they always do. I'll have to go back and look. But look at some of the things they want businesses to be able to produce for them, right? Systems that'll do this. Ready? This is a good one. Automated artificial intelligence distress alerts and monitoring. Rapidly deployable countermeasures at protected perimeters and structures.
Yeah.
It's already sounding like 1941.
And also like 1984. Good old Orwellian. This is very Orwellian. I would agree with you. I would completely agree with you. Non-invasive and real-time detection of counterfeit microelectronics. That's a big one, right? And why do you want non-invasive and real-time detection of counterfeit microelectronics? Because if I'm supposed to be a guy that wants to overcome the beast system, right? If I want to get around it, well, then I am going to use counterfeit microelectronics to be able to subvert the system. Mm-hmm. So if you want monitoring measures, I mean, I don't think people understand the significance associated with the consequences that could result from the type of things that are being listed in this document. That's fascinating. You're going to have a lot more on this tonight, and so am I.
Oh, yeah.
I have a guest joining me tonight for my program.
Who's joining you?
Billy Crone's joining me.
Oh, originally I was going to do your...
You were the time...
I know, the timing.
It was going to be me and you. Yep. Just you and me.
Dude, that is going to be such an exciting... I'm watching yours first.
It's going to be crazy.
I'm literally going to lock myself in my office and I'm going to watch your live update. It'll be
pretty fantastic. We don't even know. Well, anyways, enough of that. There are so many things in this one document alone, not to mention all of the other things.
Listen to some of my favorites. A step towards agent agnostic detection of biological hazards. Here's another one that no one would think much of. Broadband push-to-talk interoperability platform. It's a nice fancy way of being able to say, I want to be allowed to tap into your phone service without having any obstacles created by the typical carriers that we have right now. Yeah.
Did you know, speaking of that, I think it's in Canada, like every phone is monitored now in Canada. Yep. It was just, I mean, if they're, listen, to think that ours aren't, I mean, come on, ours are. A streamlined airport checkpoint screening for limited mobility passengers. That basically translates to, we want to be able to see in everything that everybody has on them. Yes, that's what that is. We're going to usher, and we're going to have two lines of people.
Yep. A mass fatality tracking system. That's crazy. Why would you need something?
Why would you need that unless you're expecting mass fatalities? By the way, all of these, I believe, are expected to be implemented before year end, 2022.
Yeah. And they want, how about this? They want SPURs. They want next generation semiconductor-based spectroscopic. That's a typo that I just saw in their document. That's really funny. It's supposed to say spectroscopic personal radiation detectors.
Crazy. So why would you need that? Okay, you're a tech guy. Why would you need that?
You need it for several reasons if you want to do certain things. This is a major move for the, well, number one, for the invasion of people's privacy. But it is a tool that they will end up using to be able to develop probable cause to search things that they want to search. Because here's the things that you don't realize about SPRDs. SPRDs have the ability to detect radiation levels that can even be produced by absorption of X-rays from the sun.
So in other words, they can find it in anybody, and that gives them their excuse. So anybody they want to target, they can say, well, guess what?
That's what I
found this. So we were at an airport in Germany, 2019, June of 2019. I can't remember which one it was. We're going through the airport, and this speaks to what you're talking about. We got to catch our next plane. We're heading from Germany. We're going over to Israel. Their TSA equivalent pulls my wife aside as her luggage is going through the little thing. They held her for an hour. I'm standing there with her, surrounded by all these German TSA agents or whatever they're called. They claim that she had gunpowder residue on her luggage, which she did not. It was on her carry-on. My wife, listen, believe me, that's not my wife.
They've been doing that with GSR forever, bro.
I mean, I'm watching this. So then they bring in the regular police, and we're thinking we're going to miss our flight. And the regular police come up and just shake their heads. This is nonsense. Speaking in German, we could figure it out. And they said, just go. But what they did is they pull up evidence that wasn't really there, or maybe everybody's has this and they singled it out. That's what's going to happen with this. Everybody's got this, but you can single out somebody that you want to single out for whatever reason they have, whatever political dissenting reason they have.
And semiconductor based, right? So you're no longer talking about the type of materials that would be deployed in something like this to detect radiation. This is semiconductor based, which means on the fly, the software can be changed for it.
That's crazy.
So that's a big deal, right? Or field forward diagnostics for select agentless toxins. So we're going to tell you, we want to be able to detect toxins with the machine that somebody would wear. Again, we're dealing with probable cause issues. Wearable detector for aerosolized chemical threats. This one is just insane to me, right? From port side to pen side, low cost detection / diagnostics for high consequence, transboundary or nationally reportable animal diseases, particularly those with zoonotic propensities. We're getting ourselves into the world of the fear of viruses.
From your cat, your fish,
your dog makes a turd.
You might die. You might die. Forget the immune system that God has given us.
Yeah, bro, come on.
The one that's always worked.
Yeah.
Hey, so
I have very strong immunity. That's all I got to say.
Amen. I do too.
God-given immunity.
Amen. I do
Not
too.
the demonic doctor immunity.
Okay, be careful. I don't want to get this.
Yeah, I know.
I can tell you're easy to wind up and then.
Yeah, no. Hey, bro, I'm smarter than that, bro. I'm never going to say anything that's going to get you in trouble. I promise you, bro.
Hey, let's cut out. We got our prophecy updates tonight. People are viewing this on Friday, December 31. We have a lot more to talk about as both James and I are going to go into our own details on what that document is about, plus other things that we have to share. Yeah. I can't wait. Let me tell you, folks, it's going to be an exciting night. 2022 is going to be an exciting year. Hey, James, let's face it. We said it 2020 going into 2021. Expect it to be worse.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say the same thing again. Folks, you better hold on to your seats because it's going to be keep your head fixed where it needs to be in the Word and on Jesus Christ, the author and finisher of our faith.
Amen.
Amen. Hey, it looks cold in Long Beach.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
You're wearing a jacket.
50 degrees right now.
It's so cold outside. You know, we're in California. It's weirdly cold for like a week now.
I know.
And wet. And there's snow everywhere.
Because the globe is warming.
That's right. It's all the global warming has caused it to be freezing. Al Gore taught me that.
That's right. That's free.
Amen. Hey, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Hey, I want to thank you with James for watching us for this whole year and your faithfulness. Just be able to encourage our ministries to go forward. The cards, the kind emails. We appreciate those things.
The kind one.
The kind one, because they really do help us keep going. They give us the encouragement to keep going, and we do read them. And well, I do. I read James' emails too because you guys send them to me. But and James gets his through Calvary Chapel, Signal Hill. We thank you. We thank you guys for watching us, for putting up with us, for encouraging us, and we hope that that God uses us to be able to really minister and bless you guys too. Any closing thoughts you have, James?
No, bro. Other than I'm excited about tonight. It's going to be just completely awesome. My prophecy update is going to be way longer than normal, than a normal study, but there's a reason for that. It's the end of the year. And for those of you that are going to be here live with us, we've got Mr. Martin making us great tacos. If you have never had his tacos, they're amazing. We own, Calvary Chapel Signal Hill owns their own taco cart.
That's good.
And we got a guy that can make some killer tacos, and it's going to be very, very, very good.
That's good.
We're going to have a great time.
That sounds really good. Killer tacos right now sounds great.
Yep. And I'll probably be eating peanuts while I'm watching your update.
Well, yeah. So my update's going to be long. It's going to be an hour and a half.
Wait.
It'll be an hour and a half. It's going to be very engaging. It's going to be fantastic.
I'm excited.
Okay. I am too. It's going to be, we live in exciting times. Thank you, everybody, again. God bless you all. See you tonight. We both hope to see you tonight, or that you'll see us tonight. And then we'll be back next week if we're not raptured. Shalom.
Okay. Bueno. Adios.
Bueno.
Ma'asalam. Kulo santo tayeb, ya habibi.
Buenos dias, amigos.
Adios.